destination. I like a transfer to the express line. I gotta get off. Electric slide into the double doors of life. Things are changing and it ain't the way I like. On the replay, wish I could get a replay. Don't mean to hold ya, but I wanna do over. Gas up the ship, shoot me a text and let me know when it is time. I wanna get off, I wanna get off. 1 star, would not recommend that we go far from here. I wanna get off, I wanna get off. Stop the world.
A music podcast for the culture. Wild, wild thoughts.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Wild Thoughts. We got V-Ray in the house. We're gonna just jump right in today, man. So let's start with Uncle Shay, man. Uncle Shay, who has been like basically killing in the podcast space, you know, has some of the biggest interviews of last year, won a bunch of the biggest podcast awards. He lost his day job. He lost his day job at ESPN over the case with the young lady, the 19-year-old that said she wanted his little black babies inside of her. They have some really weird text messages, man. It felt real slave fetish. It felt real on both ends.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. So, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on him losing his day job?
Well, I have to say I was blindsided by that because I hadn't heard that. But I'm wondering if my podcast is blown up like his, I'd be scrambling to find fucks to give about losing his other job. You know what I'm saying? Because he's definitely fell from being employed to self-employed, you know, full time, and I'll bet he makes more money and better residuals off of excuse me, off the podcast than anything. And if he had any residuals back end type clauses in his contract with ESPN, he probably blew that from the morality clause or whatever they put into the contracts now to have a way to fire you if you fuck up in public.
Yeah. And I guess it's smart that he did his own, did Club Shay, and that he owned it. That wasn't through ESPN.
Right.
But now he gets to keep that. As you see, them Rose Sparks ads is everywhere. So he gets to keep, he got his own advertising dollars over there for that.
Right.
So yeah, man, it's just interesting times. It's unfortunate. I do kind of feel like Stephen A. Smith kind of threw him under the bus a little bit, and I think that's why they parted ways with him too. And I say that because if you remember when the Jay-Z allegations came down, he came out emphatically for Jay. Like, Jay ain't that type of person. I know Jay. Jay didn't do this. Boo, 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 all that, right? When this came down for Shannon, he was like, I can't speak on it. I don't know everything that's going on.
Yeah.
And there are people above me. I was like, oh, this is a whole different tune,
right,
than when he was talking about the Jay-Z case.
Yeah.
So I think a piece of that too, because I heard a report that Shannon Sharpe is no longer taking Stephen A. Smith's phone calls because of those subsequent, podcasts he did about the situation.
Yeah.
Because he basically he didn't say he was like, oh, that's my boy, I bought him ESPN. He basically like, I bought him ESPN and we like work friends. Like, that's kind of how he prefaced it. Like, we work friends. Like, I don't really know what he do on his downtime. Like, it was real like he tried to distance himself, which,
right.
Jay-Z's, even though, we come to find out it wasn't true, his allegations were much more serious allegations. And he came out balls to the wall. Like, I know he ain't do this. Like, he was in the room. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then when it comes to Shannon, he ain't say none of that. He ain't have none of that fervor, none of that. Hey, that's my boy. I got his back, Yeah. So I think that also had a bit to do with, him getting released from ESPN.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's how you find out who your friends are, man. Let some controversy go down.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know, man. What do you think his next move will be?
I know what mine would be. It would just to go 10 toes with the podcast, man. Try to expand on that, or you know what I'm saying, or something in that realm. He may be able to get a another, you know, like a commentator shot on another network. You know what I'm saying? That's a possibility. Although all these networks and shit are coming under some of the same corporate umbrellas now, so that I don't know if that would, you know, really be a way to go. But I mean, the podcasts are not doing bad at all. I just go for more of you know, more of those high dollar guests on the shows, you know,
Yeah.
and you know, try to keep it real like they do. You know, they talk real talk and shit without like starting to sensationalize and be like Maury Povich and you know what I'm saying, and try to like bait guests into saying wild shit like Vlad TV does and shit
Yeah.
like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he sticks with that formula, I think he'd be all right, man. And I think that the what's his face really put him on the map. I mean, he was on the map before Cat Williams did what he did, but you know what I'm saying. Now it's like,
well, that took it to another stratosphere because after that, every comedian became a place every comedian wanted to come. It became a place if somebody wanted to air somebody out, that's where they went. It like literally changed the trajectory of what that show was. Because up until then, like you said, it was just like regular casual conversation, people having drinks. But then after Cat, it was like, oh nigga, I got beef too. Let me get on there and talk shit about another comedian. You know, Monique came on, and you know, he had a bunch of other controversial like interviews after that. Haynes said definitely stay on the podcast and stay out of the networks. I agree. I think he's more suited for the podcast anyway because it's a lot more loose, a lot less corporate, and he has the Uncle Shay show, but he also have the is it Shay After Dark, the one with him and Chad Ochocinco, which are both doing really well. So
yeah,
if I was him, I would stay out. I would try to stay out the network and stay more independent, make my bread, do speaking tours or something. You know what I mean? Like on top of like the podcast stuff, or travel with the podcast and go, you know, like you know who does a good job of like traveling with his podcast or getting those type of guests is what's my man name? Who was the quarterback? Cam Newton.
Yeah, Cam Newton.
You know, I would take it on more like Cam Newton. Like Cam does more like, you know, he'll travel or he'll have bring guests to him or go to different guests. I think he needs to do that because now since he's not tied to ESPN, he could probably expand. You know what I mean? Expand how he moves around when it comes to doing the podcast, and that'll help him expand. And you know, since they canceling shit like the late show and shit like that, I will start getting like musical guests and all that. You know what I mean? Kind of fill that void a little bit because I know he's been sparingly doing like musical guests here and there, so I'm sure he'll probably, you know, add a little more.
Yeah. But the best thing about going that route though too is there's no HR department, no, you know what I'm saying, own your own company, you know, your own brand as well, so you don't have to have shit hanging over your head like what just happened to him, you know what I'm saying? That couldn't happen again, but just opening up the door to that possibility when you're this high up, you know, there's no need for that. If you're making good money, making good bread, stick with it.
Yeah. So I think that's what's gonna happen with that. That's what I foresee, like you said. Your man's Trump has been talking about pardoning Diddy, possibly.
Oh Lord. I mean, I get it because they were pals, you know, somewhat. Before, but his dude don't have the self-awareness to stay away from certain shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The last thing he should be involved in is a case involving trafficking. You shouldn't say nothing about a case involving trafficking. Like, you don't say nothing about that.
Right.
At this point, you stay out of that. If they ask you about it, you say no comment, or you say, I don't know.
That nigga's the Drake of sex crimes and shit. Sex, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That nigga just can't do it. Yeah, Giselle Maxwell, I'd stay away from all that.
Yeah, because he talking about pardoning her too.
I know. That's why the DOJ, the second in command of DOJ, is there interviewing her and shit. Like, nigga, who sends the president of fucking, you know, New York Life Insurance Company to go sell you a homeowner's policy at your house and shit? Nobody does that shit.
Do you know why him and Epstein fell out? Why they stopped being friends? They start beefing?
Well, I know what he said publicly.
What he claims, what he says.
That old boy was stealing his employees and shit.
Yeah,
nigga, get the fuck
stealing
out.
my employees from the spa.
And even one of the girls that was a victim
Was
he
16,
said-
but one of the one that they claimed that he stole from the spa was 16. I'm like, first of all, why you got a 16-year-old working in the spa?
Right.
Period.
It's automatically suspect.
Like this shit, none of this shit passes the smell test. It's like, and then y'all beef because he stole the 16-year-old from you.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild.
He don't know. He don't have the right. He don't have politically correct answers. Just like he's never had media training and shit, man. This motherfucker get on and say some wild shit. I didn't have the privilege of going to Jeffrey Epstein's island. He said that shit the other day. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have said that. That's maybe poor word choice, dry snitching on yourself, or any combination of those things.
Because it sounded like he wanted to go and didn't get to go.
Yeah. But he's on the plane 7 different times, and nobody asks how many times Epstein was on his plane in that span. You know.
Yeah,
So,
man.
It's
just,
funny.
I don't know, man. It's all weird. And like I said, him even talking about the young lady, I can't remember her name. Even him talking about her pardoning her. I just like, bro, like these are all like, if I was his PR person, I would be pulling my hair out right now.
They probably are quitting and shit quietly behind the scenes.
I'm like, you're literally doing the opposite of everything you should be doing. You saying and doing everything that you do not need to say and do. And he just, but this just goes to the bigger issue to me with Trump is like, this shows how much he really just don't give a damn. I don't think it's that he has lack of self-awareness. I think he really, really, truly don't give a damn.
He don't give a damn after the fact though. So when people say, because he don't like want to be seen publicly apologizing and shit. So when he says some stupid shit, they say, oh, fuck, you can't say that. I don't give a damn. He don't go in saying, I don't give a fuck. I'm saying I'm pardoning Diddy. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? I think after the motherfucker put his foot in his mouth and everybody off camera is like, what? And then he's like, I don't give a damn. Like, you know, that's your cover. Like, just don't apologize. Like the motherfucking what's the Central Park 5? Like, after you put your foot in your mouth on that shit, and it's clearly and obviously wrong on all accounts, and he still won't say I fucked up and shit, and I shouldn't have done that or anything like that. That's his MO.
And we still ain't even finished year 1.
We ain't fit. Yeah. We just hit the 6
like
month
this
mark.
is the crazy thing. This is 6 months, and it felt like it's been 10 years.
Yeah, it's terrible. Now I'd be remiss, man, in my dragging Trump if I didn't bring up the fucking South Park opening episode for season 27. Did you see?
So I didn't see it yet, but I heard it was amazing.
It's so funny. You got to see it first because I can't be in this by myself and shit.
Man. Okay.
Maybe next week, but that shit is hilarious, bro. They tore him up real bad. I can't wait to see. Oh, it comes on tonight. Tonight's episode too.
Okay.
I'll be interested to see what it is, what it looks like.
Stephanie said he's trying to normalize what he's doing, so when he possibly take over and does not leave office, the stuff he says and does won't be a shocker. That's a good theory.
Well, you know, he just threatened to enact martial law. I've read a thing today where he's talking about martial law, and that's what some people have been saying is the angle to go toward not having elections, the midterm elections and shit. It's like if he's acting like it's a national security risk to hold the elections, then martial law is the way to go. So I think we were talking about before where I was saying they was trying to do all this outrageous shit to like get a reaction from motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like the LA riots was like an overreach. Excuse me. What's up, Shannon Perkins? To get the overreach to try to get a reaction out of motherfuckers. Like, you know, I saw some pop up on my news feed about him threatening martial law under some circumstances and appointing like army generals, or I forgot what level of army. Let me see if I can find it. Appointing them as governors of states that he feels are at risk states and shit.
So like, basically, just doing king shit, just dictator shit.
So
speaking of all this wild shit, you know, a Virginia city councilman was doused in gasoline and lit on fire.
Yeah,
at his office.
Yeah,
and the dude named, like, listen, the dude named who lit him on fire, he was named to be a political assassin. His name is Shotzi Michael Buck Hayes. What else is he gonna do?
Right.
Shotzi Michael Buck Hayes of Danville. You know how mad you got to be to light a nigga on fire?
Yeah. Like
I'm gonna go get gas.
Yeah. Get a gas can first.
Get a gas can. Go get gas. Go get the torch, and then go to his office. I have to douse him.
Yeah, you got to catch the because you know.
Yeah, you got to do all this and light him on fire.
And then you got to have a working lighter or one of those things they use so you light like the charcoal in the grill.
Yeah, like bro.
Yeah, he was mad as a motherfucker, bro.
Shannon still talking about Trump. She said he's pissed because America's not giving him what he wants. He thought that we were going to be so outrageous that we were going to be out there tearing up all kind of stuff so he could activate martial law. Since it's not happening, he's now trying to find another way to do it.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, V-Ray. Do you think because of the climate, even of what, just the overall climate that Trump brings, is why you get more of this crazy stuff, like people going after councilmen, people going after congressmen, like feeling emboldened to do these things?
At his level, he was killed vice president adjacent. You know what I mean? So anything other than below that, he only tried to kill a mayor. Come on, nigga. Why you acting like a bitch? You know what I'm saying? It's like he already set the bar. So anything below that and just picking random fights with regular motherfuckers on the street, all that's included. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So fuck councilmen, congressmen. They shot them two motherfuckers at the door. What was that dude's name that killed the people? Went to their houses and killed a couple of people and
was it Michigan?
They fucked up Nancy. What's her face? I mean, what's the
Nancy Pelosi?
Yeah,
and her husband. Where they attacked him. Yeah. What up, Ronnie?
To kidnap that one governor or mayor or something. Those three dudes that got busted, they were outside of her house and shit. Gonna kidnap her, and I think Trump pardoned him, if I'm not mistaken. But so killing a motherfucker or lighting them on fire, or beating them up, or threatening them online and shit is like the president is the one that brings that whole thing to the table. He set the welcome mat out for that shit.
Yeah. Stephanie said, yeah, and that dude who killed the people at the NFL office. So,
yeah,
I don't like to try to dip into conspiracy theories, but they said the NFL office wasn't nowhere near where the dude stepped off at, and they said he actually killed the CEO of, is it called
Blackstone?
Blackstone, yes, there you go. Blackstone real estate. But they said that Blackstone real estate has been known to go into neighborhoods, buy up single family homes and raise the price. Like they'll buy all the single family homes in one neighborhood and raise the price and try to price black folks and people of color out of their own neighborhoods. That's been like their MO. So I'm thinking, this is me. I'm thinking, let me find my banner.
People should have grown to expect this by now, man.
Yeah. I'm thinking they don't want people to know that he killed the CEO because they don't want to be another Luigi kind of story where people were actually rooting for Luigi after he killed that CEO from the from the medical insurance company.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking because they don't want to make another hero martyr out of somebody like this, I think that's why they're trying to cover it up and say I think that's why they're trying to say it was for the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
That's the NFL probably like, bitch, don't put that shit on.
Yeah, we got enough problems.
Yeah, exactly. I was amazed by this whole thing about a guy being able to walk into the fucking building past security and everybody with a I don't think that was an AR-15, but it was clearly a big ass assault rifle in his hand. He didn't have it covered up and shit like that. And this motherfucker made it all the way. He was walking down the street when they showed of him on the security camera, but that he was able to get through the lobby, past whatever guard station or whatever they have there, and to the elevator bank, wait on the elevator, and get the motherfucker and all this shit. I was just like, what kind of security do they have?
That's why I say this shit. Yeah, that's why I say this shit don't pass the smell test, man. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that, Ronnie.
Yeah, I saw they were covering it, how they were trying to spin it on the news like these black people were like super out of control and just randomly jumping on white motherfuckers and beating them down in the street. And they showed some additional footage where the white dude walked into a crowd of black people, slaps a motherfucker.
Oh,
yeah, he slapped the dude, and then they wild out on his ass and shit. And then the lady that got knocked out tried to jump in, kind of like the brawl at the waterfront and shit.
The waterfront, yeah.
Yeah, she jumped in, somebody clocked her and knocked her out cold. And so it was like 3 people that were beaten up, but the whole shit stemmed from old boy was
walking into a crowd of black people and slapping somebody.
Yeah, he was, at first he was like saying a bunch of racial slurs and shit, but he was drunk, and everybody was just like kind of laughing more than like, you know, what the fuck did you say kind of shit.
Yeah.
And then he slapped him up.
Damn.
Like, you probably shouldn't do that shit drunk or sober, but yeah, that I can see that setting off a bunch of motherfuckers. This like a predominantly black crowd, and a white person walks in and slaps somebody.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying, or anybody walk in to slap somebody. But I'm just saying,
you gonna get what you getting what you asked for at that point.
It's like, so all the news stories pick up after the slap though.
Yeah, Ron said they are the largest venture capitalists, talking about Blackstone or BlackRock.
I think you're right. BlackRock. Let me look.
BlackRock. They are the largest venture capitalist company in the world and are attempting to own the majority of single-family homes so they can rent them out and raise prices for more profit.
You're right. It is BlackRock. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw from a white dude that says he was a CEO from BlackRock on TikTok. Yeah, if y'all get a chance, D.L. Hewley on his page too. He actually had a lady talking about it. Like, I just found out Chef from South Park was Isaac Hayes. Nigga, how you just find that out?
Who just found that out? Oh,
right. That's nigga. I was like, you watch Poster Guys? He'd be like, no spoilers, no spoilers. That was like one of the biggest like known things. Anyway, yeah, South Park. You know they going on everybody. And somebody was saying, they were like, well, the reason South Park, because they were talking about how South Park went in on everybody, and then how what's his name? Hold on, why is it doing this? That's funny. Okay, there we go. They was talking about how Stephen Colbert got in trouble, and they were like, well, he got in trouble, but because he's losing money, and they were like, South Park gonna get away with it because they just made like billions of dollars. They just did $1 billion deal. You know what I'm saying? They like, that's the difference between them being able to do it at South Park and them. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder, man, because his was the #1 show in the country of all the late night shows. So
yeah, I know. That's why I say it's
doing
still
bad enough to get fired. Then everybody
it still don't pass the smell test. Yeah, they needed a favor from Trump, and they knew they probably weren't gonna get it unless they fired Colbert. They needed that merger to go through, and they needed his administration to not, stop the merger from going through. And Stephanie said, I ain't seen South Park in over 16 years, and my blind ass knew that was Isaac Hayes.
Give Ron a break, man. But what was I gonna say?
Oh, we're talking about Stephen Colbert and
that they say he was losing money, but he had the #1 slot and had been. I was saying that about 6 or 8 days after he got fired, the merger was approved and shit. But I read that Trump had a caveat that applied to the deal where they a content person, kind of like a censor, but somebody that has to clear the content of for CBS shows had to be appointed, and that person reports directly to the president.
That's crazy, man.
That's nuts.
That's some straight dictators. That's some straight like dictatorship, man. That's some South. That's some Korean. Some. What's his name? Kim Jong Il. That's some Kim Jong shit right there, man.
But that's also some bitch shit, man. Because you CBS. You're rich. I know $8.8 billion is a nice piece of cheese on the mousetrap, but you are fucking CBS. Y'all ain't broke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
you need money so bad that you have to sell out because the lights are going to get cut off and shit. So you didn't even need the merger that was done, especially at the cost of giving up your ability to have free speech and do the content that you approve in-house and have done so forever, and hasn't really pushed the envelope to the point where somebody's complaining about CBS content until this sensitive ass orange motherfucker can't take the continual ribbon, especially when you giving these motherfuckers all this material and shit. If you wasn't fucking up every night, they wouldn't be going after you every night, and they wouldn't have anything to say.
Yeah.
So,
Stephanie said not just that, but I think it's also because of the networks that they own too. Stephen Colbert was on a major regular network, and South Park is on cable. Yeah, I do think that makes a difference.
yeah,
as
but
well.
Stephen Colbert was just saying some wild shit though. But
Yeah.
all of them do. Jimmy Kimmel,
Yeah.
does, you know,
because now he's trying to get Jimmy Kimmel. Like, Jimmy Kimmel is next. He has even less talent than Colbert.
Yeah, and
So
the
he's
deal
like
he
campaigning
said-
for him now. You know what I'm saying, to lose his gig, which I just don't think a president should even be that involved in late night television. It's
right.
weird, man. Like, we in the dumbest timeline. Like, I feel like we're in the dumbest timeline right now.
Well,
And last but not least, Gilbert Arenas was arrested. Gilbert Arenas was arrested, and according to the indictment filed by federal prosecutors, he ran an illegal gambling ring from September 21st through July 2022. The prosecutors claim that Arenas hosted games at his Encino, California mansion and collected rent through an intermediary, while 4 others, including Yevgeny Gershwin, who the government claimed to be a member of an Israeli organized crime group, ran games of various poker variants like Pot Limit Omaha. So this looked like some Rico shit.
Yeah, for sure. Because they got, I think, 5 people involved in it.
And
they got the text messages as well, like planning the parties and complaining about the money and shit. And
I don't know. Gil might be in trouble unless he give up somebody bigger.
Yeah. That motherfucker he fuck around and get Epstein. Fuck around with the.
I wonder if he, you know what I'm saying? Like, did he know that he was, I don't know. Like,
But they had tables. Nigga, I saw a picture after we were talking. I saw the poker tables. Have, Arenas' house as the name of the club, and his picture on the ingrained into the desktop of the surface of the table.
Told on itself, huh?
Yeah.
Somebody snitching for sure.
Yeah, and it was Gilbert Arenas in his case and shit. That nigga self snitched. But I don't know why motherfuckers always use text for doing these illegal conversations and shit, man. It's like the old school using the phone when the line could be tapped kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? You just don't do that unless you got a burner. Like, that shit goes on forever when you have a fucking T-Mobile account. You know, they can subpoena T-Mobile server backups from 20 years from now and catch your ass. So why would you do that shit? And they had fucking like girls I read that were giving massages and shit like that, and like attending the parties, and then they was taking a cut off what the girls earned. So, you know.
Oh, damn.
There was that part. Yeah, that was in the article that I read about the indictment itself.
That's not good. Now that's not good.
All of those things.
If they were taking a cut off what the girls was making, if the girls did anything illegal, that's going towards Rico too.
I'm assuming that all of that they used massages as a euphemism. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because
yeah.
Who the fuck's gonna go to a poker game and pay for a fucking like shoulder massage? Who gonna get naked? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Get on the table and take their clothes off at a high stakes poker game and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's not massages, and plus they're paying for the shit. So with Arenas them taking a cut, you know what I'm saying? There had to be some things exchanged and shit. They didn't report on his baby oil content, his supply cabinet and shit. If that shit is on some Diddy level,
yeah. Oh. All right. So Stephanie said the text messages are going through a carrier before it hits the other person's phone. The carrier has a record of every single text message that's been sent. So I don't understand why people still send these crazy ass text messages thinking they can just delete them off their phone. And I'm like, how do y'all still think that? How do you still think like I deleted it off my phone?
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, and not that I'm trying to encourage criminality, there are so many end-to-end encrypted text message apps available.
But don't believe the hype even on those, man. If it passes through a fucking computer on its way to where it's going and shit, there's a snapshot of that shit. I work in IT. There is no it's gone kind of shit.
Yeah.
You know? It just isn't. So you can believe that shit if you that's a better end-to-end encryption.
I would say, but I would at least
exactly. Get a burner phone and use end-to-end app like I don't know what's the end-to-end like Kick or some shit like that.
Yeah, like Kick or WhatsApp. Yeah. Exactly, like you said, a burner phone.
Yeah, a burner and an end-to-end encryption. That's as good as it's gonna get. But at least there isn't an account, to associate with the burner phone number and shit. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Michael, what up, Michael? Willie said, man, ain't never heard of burner phones. Michael Bear said, anything you text, it is written. Period.
Yes. Absolutely.
That said it best. If you don't want nobody to know about it, don't say nothing to nobody.
Yeah.
Signal. Yeah. I think that's the one that Pete
Hex that's the one that Pete Hex. Now that shit is clearly not in the end because they was able to provide.
They put up all of his shit. Yeah. So we know that don't work.
Yeah.
they had all his text messages, everybody he invited.
Yeah. Yeah. And even the other conversation that they got busted on with his lawyer and his wife and him and
I don't know if Signal is the best, Ron, because it did not hold up for Pete Hegseth.
No, it sure did not.
All right, so before we get out of here, I know this was a short show, but we had to run through a lot, and I know V Ray got a whole bunch he's doing. I got a whole bunch I'm doing, but we wanted to make sure we hopped on with y'all. Before we get out, this week's Pass the Aux. We're gonna talk about Lil Wayne's album because V Ray finally listened to it.
Yeah.
So now we can. Willie said, "Yeah, screw Signal." so now we could talk about it. He said they had his phones though, so it's his dumb ass fault. Yeah, but you talking about somebody who's supposed to have the highest clearance and they got all this shit.
Yeah, this motherfucker, right? The head of the army. I mean, the military.
Yeah, that's like the worst advertisement for Signal ever.
Yeah.
So yeah, you listen to Lil Wayne's album.
Yeah.
You said you thought my review of it because a few weeks ago I did a review of it. You thought my review was a little harsh.
Yeah.
Now, how do you feel after listening to the album?
I actually concur 100% with the things you said, especially with his lyricism sound a little lazy, and all the features blew him away and shit like that. Yeah, Sean murdered. I would have not put Big Sean's record on there and shit.
It was so bad, man.
My verse after that nigga came on and shit.
Even the record where Big X the Plug was just like the hook.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't even want to hear Wayne. I just want to hear this.
Yeah, yeah. And his tone of voice, I mean, the way he actually did his rhyme patterns and shit like that, all that was missing. What it really kind of made me think of when I heard the first 5 or 6 records was that he's intentionally making a more poppy version of a Lil Wayne record for whatever reason and stuff. I don't know if it's lazy or he just is turning the corner on. Well,
yeah, because there's clearly some records like where you could tell he's like, I'm trying to make, like, I feel like he said, like, I'm trying to make another Lollipop.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was super super syrupy, like the one, some California Girls or something about the girls.
Yeah.
I was like,
the one with Bono.
It sounds so contrived. Yeah, the record with Bonham is like, if you get a chance to do a record with Bonham, you do not throw a brick like that. That was a brick.
Yeah.
I said, I was looking forward to the album, and I was highly disappointed because, like you said, lyrically, I'm like, you said this like 3 albums ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's pieces and pieces of this verse that you've said, like I really feel like you just was pulling pieces of verses that you have done already, and you probably, because of the drugs, don't remember you said it already. Yeah. You probably like, oh, this shit gonna be hot. Like, nigga, you said that 10 years ago on the 6 foot, 7 foot, you know what I'm saying?
and his metaphors and similes, that was one of the main things I really liked about him, because sometimes that shit will, if you ain't really knowing what's up or you ain't got a broad vocabulary, sometimes you might miss some of those obscure references that he would do. So I used to think that was pretty cool that he would do that, but a lot of that was missing. I would say if at his best, he's on 100. With that shit, he was probably about 60 or maybe 40 as far as that trying to apply the cleverness to the way you dip on the lyrically and shit. It was like, it sounds like a person at the end of their career that's still making records, and you know what I'm saying, they had a swing and a miss, or maybe just a 2-base hit instead of a fucking home run,
And it could have been there because, like you said, the records, like I now wish that Big Sean record was just his record.
Yeah,
that could have been a hit. Without Lil Wayne, that's exact same record with just Big Sean and what he had did on the record would have been a hit. The record with Big X the Plug would have been a hit. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a few records I'm like, this could have been a smash, but Lil Wayne is the one who ruined the record.
Yeah. It's like at the very least, his ego should have driven him to rewrite his verse after Big Sean.
Yeah.
This shit, like, nigga, that was great, Big Sean. And I know I came on first, but
I need to redo my verse.
I'll send you the final mix and have a whole different verse.
Because he killed him on that record. I was like, damn, like I was listening. I'm like, man, you got slaughtered on your own record. And he wasn't even trying to kill you. He just was that much better than you.
Yeah.
Shannon said his brain is fried now. I think so too. Because even when he does interviews and stuff, like he just seems like he just, in that Keith Richards.
Exactly. That's exactly a perfect analogy, man.
He's in that Keith
like
Richards
Black Keith Richards.
era. Yeah, Black Keith Richards. He's just like in that constant state of drugs. Like even when he not high, the drugs his brain is drugs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, man, that was. I'm glad you saw that. I know you probably thought, sometimes I know I could be a hard critic, but I really, really was like trying to be fair when I listened to that record. I just like, damn, like and I had a chance to listen straight through because one of them times I had a long drive, so I'm like, I'm just gonna listen all the way, straight through.
Yeah, that's what I did for the most part. I think I got through like about 9, I got through more than that in a row because of the same thing. I had a long drive, so I was able to hear it uninterrupted. And it was, and I went into it wanting to like it, like looking for the things like that's cool right there and shit. It's like okay, maybe the next one. Okay, maybe the next one. It was like, damn, man, it ain't exactly garbage, but it's it's mediocre enough to not be memorable. I'd rather be garbage because I remember garbage. Yeah. It's so mediocre, I don't even remember it. Let's talk about Tony. I don't know enough about that, so I'll probably talk about that next week, Steph. Tony Braxton's Birdman. I know they're getting divorced, and I think she's taking a bunch of his bread, but I don't know enough about it to talk about it just yet. So me, I don't like to talk about stuff and I don't know about it. But August 10th, Wild Bunch, we are doing our first Soul Sunday gospel brunch and sing-along, and we doing all the old school joints, y'all. Y'all want to come? We're going to be hitting up that John P. Key. We're going to be doing some of that Jesus is Real type gospel. We're going to be doing some of that stomp type gospel. We're going to take it back to that, man. So if y'all want to get tickets is $20 in advance, $25 at the door. The brunch is bomb. It's going to be at Free Space, which used to be the Savoy. If you want tickets, go to my page, go to the Wild Bunch page, go to my Instagram, go to the Wild Bunch Instagram, link in the bio. But the easiest way is my Facebook page. I posted tickets. If y'all want to get it, come out and support. I'm telling y'all, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be our first gospel sing-along. I think it's going to be fun. Y'all don't want to miss it. So check us out. We'll be there August 10th from 4 to 7. So you could come with enough time to get it in, go home, and be ready for Monday morning without feeling like you did too much. All right. So thank everybody for watching. We appreciate y'all, everybody chiming in. Always our co-producers, Shannon and Stephanie, always keeping us on point. We really appreciate y'all. Yeah. We'll be back next week. Thank y'all for watching Wild Thoughts. We will see y'all soon. Later. Absolutely. All right. Good night, y'all.
Stop make a transfer to the express line. I gotta get off. Electric slide into the double doors of life. Things are changing and it ain't the way I like. On the replay, wish I could get a replay. Don't mean to hold ya, but I wanna do over. Gather up the ship, shoot me a text and let me know when it is time. I wanna get off, I wanna get off. 1 star, would not recommend that we go far from here. I wanna get off, I wanna get off. Stop the world.
A music podcast for the culture. Wow, wow, thoughts.